Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for Living Local, your lifestyle show for all things Charleston and beyond. I'm your host, Ashley Meservey. It's Medical Monday with East Cooper Medical Center, but we're switching things up a bit as we take our discussion to the Mount Pleasant Tennis Complex, where today we explore the joys of playing a game where age and skill level are of no consequence. So grab that racket and let's see how tennis is attracting players from all walks of life.
Medical Monday, sponsored by East Cooper Medical Center.
Joining us today, Beth Maynor. She is a physical therapist at East Cooper Medical Center. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for having me, Ashley.
All right, so today we're talking about tennis for all ages. Talk about some of the things you've seen over the years.
Yes, we've seen everything from 8-year-olds to 85-year-olds who love this sport, have an injury, and would like to get back on the court.
What are some of the injuries you've seen? I mean, is it vary from age or does it typically stay the same?
It depends on their level of competition.
Exactly.
We see everything. Occasionally we'll see acute injuries on the court where we'll have an ACL tear of the knee or a calf tear in the leg, but more often it's an overuse type injury, which is where there's repetitive stress on the tissue to the point of breakdown.
You know what I've always wondered, is it better for people to play on clay courts or hard courts, or does it not really as far as the body goes?
Right, I think as you age, the clay courts are easier on the body.
Because they're not as, they give more, correct?
Right, not as much impact.
Okay, so talk about also as far as how you can help the process, as far as being a physical therapist and when people come in, kind of getting them to, some people believe, hey, it'll just feel better, I don't need to go in and see a physical therapist, but kind of how you can help them get back in the game safely.
Right. We assess their overall mechanical function of how their joints are moving and how they're playing the game. We like to look at their muscle imbalances that they may have created with overuse. And we like to look at their postural changes that have happened with overuse.
I'm like, gotta stand up straight, right?
Yeah, so we can assess the individual and address these needs on an individual basis. So it's not just strength training, it's training for that individual to be more balanced.
And are you finding that sometimes people are like, oh, this hurts, but it's really something else going on in another part of their body that they didn't even know, right?
Absolutely. A big issue we see is not being on balance when they're playing tennis. So they're not getting strength and stability from their core, and that leads to overuse on the extremity.
Because your core is really super important. I think sometimes people forget about that, correct?
Absolutely. So we try to train that in the clinic. That really helps with the extremity injuries, because when you're off balance, you're not able to get that support and stability for the extremities.
Do you find that a lot of times after people come see you, their game is even better?
Absolutely, I love that. Nothing makes me happier than to see a tennis player back on the court. They come back and say, I feel even stronger because of the training we did in the clinic.
All right, Beth, well, thank you so much for being here. And for more information, you can go to eastcoopermedctr.com.